All right, this is a quick look at the Watson Duo charger. The Watson brand, I believe, is actually a B&H Photo in-house brand that, apparently they've got a company that makes them for them. They just throw this Watson name on there, and that's what it is. I don't think you can find these anywhere else. If you go to Watson's website, you'll just see that the exclusive retailer for these is B&H Photo. So what it is, basically, it's a charger. It's a universal charger for camera batteries, basically, and comes with these removable plates, and you can get different types of plates. I put labels on these. This one's for the Fuji batteries that I have, so it's just, you just snap it in there. This one's for a Nikon camera that I have, and you just kind of pull back a little, press down, pull back, put a little pressure on it, and you can see the contacts down here and on the back of the plates. So since it's just black, it does have a little label on here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's sort of raised letters on there that tells you what type of battery that the plate is designed for. Of course, there's the AC input from the wall. There's a 12-volt input for a car charger, so this would go into here, and this would charge, plug into your car. So that's really convenient if you're out and about somewhere and you don't have access to electric. There's also a USB charging port on the side, so if you've got this in a hotel room, and you know how it is with hotels, sometimes there's only one good outlet that you can use that's convenient. So you've got this plugged in and you got your batteries charging, and now you don't have somewhere to plug your phone or tablet in, but you can plug the USB cord in the side of here. And actually, before I plug it in, you can take a battery, even with it totally unpowered. This is one of the Watson branded batteries, and again, this one's for a Fuji, for the Fuji X-T1, but it fits other Fuji cameras. But this is one of the Watson branded batteries, and it'll work with the the manufacturer's batteries, Fuji, Nikon, Sony, and pretty much any of them. I don't know if there's any restrictions. You might have to check the B&H Photo's website, when you go to purchase one for your specific battery. Now the base unit is the same. You just buy these removable plates. You just buy whatever plate actually fits a battery, and apparently the guts of the charger is smart enough to figure out the voltage of the battery and what it needs to be charged. But if you plug this in, not plug it in, if you just stick a battery on there and click the test button, it'll actually show you what the current state of charge is for that battery that you've got plugged in there. It takes a minute. Okay, so tell me it's 8.4 volts and the charge level is 95%. So if you can see that in there. So I'll go ahead and plug it in. I believe, let's see, yeah, 100 volts to 240, so of course you just use the adapter, and you can use it in Europe and I guess pretty much anywhere around the world, as long as you have the right power adapter. It seems to take about, for these Watson branded batteries, and maybe the Fuji battery too, and the Nikon batteries, that pretty much all of them, if I take it down to about 20% or so, which is normally about as far as I would go. It sounds like the cats are fighting back. I don't know if you could hear that. They're just playing. Anyway, it seems to only take about maybe an hour to charge the battery after I drain it down to maybe 20% or so. And if you know anything about the Fuji cameras, like the X-T1, X Pro 1, the X100S, X100T, actually the X100 is not too bad on the battery, but the X Pro 1, the XE2, boy, they're really going at it. The X-T1, the batteries don't tend to last very long. So fortunately, these batteries are really cheap, and you can buy, actually just got these today, the Wasabi Power batteries, and actually weighed these. The Watson branded battery you know, it says it's 8.29 watt hours, and the Wasabi batteries are 10 watt hours. I guess that's right, watt hours. And they're both, of course, 7.2. Well, Wasabi says 7.2 volts, and the Watson is 7.4 volts. But the important thing is the 1120 milliamp hours on the Watson and 1400 milliamp hours on the Wasabi, which technically it should last longer than the Watson battery, but you know, I've heard other people say that the Wasabi batteries are probably only 70-80% of what the actual Fuji branded battery is. And the Watson batteries, I haven't really used the Wasabi yet. I'm just going to start trying those out. But the Watson branded batteries, first of all, they're a little bit more expensive than the Wasabi batteries. You can get 2 of those Wasabis on Amazon for, I don't know, it's like $20 or less, I think. And the Watsons are a little bit more than that. You know, not too much, maybe $4 or $5 more. But I tend to get about maybe, you know, again, I'm just trying to estimate, you know, as far as the life of the battery compared to a Fuji battery, a manufactured battery, maybe 80-85% or so. But it's definitely good enough, you know, for the price, you know, because, well, you know, now I have pretty much all the batteries I would need. I've got like 5 batteries, so I've got 2 of the Wasabis, I've got 2 of the Watsons, and the original Fuji battery that came in my XT1. And I don't know if you see this sitting here. This is actually for the Wasabi charger. This doesn't go with the Watson. The Wasabi charger, you can see that on Amazon too, but you know, I think it's only like $23 for the wall charger, which is not in my little mess here. This little car charger that comes with it, and this tiny little cord that would plug into your car and plug into the charger, and 2 batteries, so that's pretty much a steal. But I guess now the big thing is the Watson battery going to hold up just as long as the Wasabi, or vice versa? I think they're probably going to end up being about the same. I weighed them actually, and they both weigh pretty much the same. You know, they're like 1.7 ounces. The Wasabi claims that the battery pack is actually made, you know, the cells are made in Japan. The Watson branded batteries, it may say on their website, it doesn't really say here, it just says it's made in China, but you know, the overall unit. And this red part, that's actually a piece of red tape. If you know anything about the Fuji cameras, you gotta put the battery in, you know, the right way, any camera you would, but these aren't marked, so I just stuck a piece of red tape on the side that lines up with the markings on the camera. So anyway, you know, you're probably thinking this is a little too big to travel with, and it depends on how you like to travel and whether you'd want to carry this in your bag. I would never really carry this in my photography backpack or anything like that. I would just stick it in my luggage, and this would pretty much just stay in the hotel room. Or if I'm going to be out and about in a car all day, you know, I just take it with me, knowing that you know, I can plug this into the car, plug it in there, and I can keep my batteries charging when, you know, I'm out running around with the camera. So I can't remember. You know, I should have looked this up obviously before I started recording the video. It wasn't very much. I'm thinking it was maybe $50 or so, maybe less, but I'll put a link to it in the information down below, and I don't get anything off of that when you click that link. It's just a direct link to B&H's website where they sell these. The only thing I would make a few pennies off of is if you click the advertising links, and I don't really sell photos or anything, or so that's the only real revenue I get, which is not much at all from my photography. It's just mainly just a hobby and for fun. So that's the Watson Duo charger, and 2 of the batteries that you can charge, you know, pretty much any battery. You know, I've already got Fuji, Nikon, and Sony plates for these. Just buy whatever plate you want, slap it on there. You charge 2 batteries at a time, different brands, doesn't matter. That's the other nice thing. You can charge a Fuji battery and a Nikon battery at the same time. It'll separate what they need and charge them accordingly. So that's it. Thanks for watching.